Are you tired of the same old car design? Ready for something different and eye-catching? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a joyride through the world of unconventional beauty, showcasing 10 cars that break the mold when it comes to style. Stick around because we're not talking about your average four-wheelers here. These cars are like the rebels of the road, breaking all the style rules. If you're ready for a visual feast of automotive uniqueness, you won't want to miss this. I'm your host Kevin, and it's time to get started. Number 10. The 1970 Lancia Bertone Stratos HF0. Back in 1970, after touring motor shows, Bertone, the car wizard, showcased this unique prototype. Imagine this as the old sibling of the famous Stratos HF rally car. Marcello Gandhi, the brains behind this beauty, gave it a space-age look. Lucio Bertone, the big boss, was thinking of calling it the Strato Limit, but they settled on another name. This wedge-shaped wonder hit the scene 2 years before the Stratos, showing off its sleek style in 1968 with the Alfa Romeo Carrabbo. Now, what makes this car so eye-catching? Well, for starters, it has a cool twin-side windows letting you check out the mirrors. The front window was a single piece, swinging open at the back to get into the cockpit. And get this, the hood was a triangle, giving you easy access to the Fulvia engine. Even the steering column was collapsible for a smooth in and out dance. Crafted by folks at Galino Helibor. Zoom in on the details. There's a neat row of headlights up front and at the back. A mesh section surrounded by a bunch of taillights with 84 bulbs. This car didn't just show off at car shows. It even had a cameo in Michael Jackson's film Moonwalker back in 1988. Number 9. 1953 General Motors Firebird 1 XP-21. Check out the cool 1953 XP-21 Firebird 1. It's not like your regular cars, it's super unique. Picture this. It looks a little bit like a jet airplane, but it's not meant to fly on roads. So why'd they make this funky car? Well, they wanted to see a special engine called the Whirlfire Turbo Power could work in normal cars. This engine was like a mini jet that pushed the Firebird 1 using its back wheels and transmission. Now the fun part. This car was a bit quirky. The engine made more than 370 horsepower and it could spin fast at 13,000 revolutions per minute. Just imagine that. But here's the catch. It spits out its fuel at a crazy hot temperature, like 1,250 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than your oven. So the Firebird 1 wasn't just about cruising on the road. It was like a science experiment for car engines. Number 8. The 1942 L'œuf électronique. Meet L'œuf électronique, also known as the electric egg. Back in 1942, a French artist, designer, and engineer called Paul Arzens built this unique car for himself. Forget Tesla, this was way before Elon Musk made electric cars possible. The egg car wasn't just about going places, it was a real looker too. Picture this, it had a futuristic and unique design, almost like a piece of art. Arzens used aluminum and plexiglass to make it, making it all shiny and sleek. And get this, he chose an electric engine because there wasn't enough gas during the war. Talk about being resourceful. So this egg can run for 100 kilometers and hit a speed of 70 kilometers per hour. That's pretty impressive for a car from way back when. It's like a time-traveling electronic wonder. Number 7. The 1934 Voisin C25 Aerodyne. Gabriel Voisin had a cool idea, and it reached its peak with something called the Aerodyne. It's like a fancy car with 4 seats and a sleek design that shows how much France loves flying. What makes it stand out is that Voisin used modern lines. Unlike other designs, they were stuck with traditional French curves. One big thing about the Aerodyne is that it's super lightweight. You can see this in the slim fenders that need support struts, the open cockpit, and the small headlights. The car also has a special retractable roof that shapes the whole fastback roof and closes onto the windshield. It's kind of like magic. It's powered by a suction engine in the trunk, and it opens and closes slowly but quietly. There are even windows on the roof to see behind you. This car was made for the fancy folks. It had cool features like adjustable dampers, you could control from the dashboard, and fancy Jaeger gauges. And get this, it even had Lalique ashtrays in the doors. Number 6. The 1948 Norman Timms Special. So there's another unique car from the 1940s, designed by a mechanic engineer named Norman E. Timms. He did a lot of work himself, like creating a special aluminum body and steel chassis. The car's design was inspired by German GP cars, which were into aeronautical stuff at the time. What's neat about this car is that it's different from a lot of American cars back then. Most cars had big chrome bumpers and large tail fins, but not this one. The car is a smooth and sleek shape that still looks good today. It's long and low with a bottom panel covering the whole thing. The engine is at the back, pushing the cockpit forward. And get this, no doors. Instead, there's a rear panel that opens up to show the whole back of the car. Under the hood, it's got a 1947 Buick Super 8 engine, making this 2,200 pound car reach speeds of up to 120 miles per hour. The chassis, the car's frame, is made of strong 5-inch steel tubes that kick up over the rear axle. To make the ride smooth, they used a modified 1947 Ford suspension. It's like a classic with a touch of modern style. Hey, we're halfway there. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and like. Now, let's get back to the road. Number 5. The 1935 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic. The Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic is one unique and special car. It's considered one of the strangest, hardest to find, and most expensive cars out there. Why? Well, let me break it down for you. First off, it's got a low and sleek look, a powerful engine under the hood, and it's super light. That combo helps it hit a top speed of 123 miles per hour. People say this car is the OG supercar, first of its kind. The guy behind the design, Jean Bugatti, Ettore son, really went all out. He gave the Atlantic a shape that's a mix of an airplane vibe and a cool teardrop. Imagine a windscreen leaning way back, fins stuck on with rivets, and doors that look like kidneys, all matching with the side windows. Now here's the kicker. Jean had this cool idea to use a special metal mix called Electron. It's a combo of magnesium and aluminum from a German company called IG Farben. This metal is super strong, but it's also super light, like 1/3 the weight of regular aluminum. The catch? It's flammable. So welding was a no-go. That means every part had to be riveted in place. Sounds tricky, right? But Jean turned his challenge into a style statement. He made the rivets part of the wings, creating a mix of looks and practicality. So the Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic isn't just a car, it's a masterpiece of style and clever thinking. Number 4. The 1955 Chrysler Ghia Streamline X. The Gilda is a special car that was made because a big shot at Chrysler, Virgil Exer, wanted something super stylish and fast. It was created by the company called Ghia and was first shown off in 1955 in Italy. They named it after a famous movie called Gilda, starring Rita Hayworth. People say it's one of the top 10 most important show cars ever. The Gilda was built with the same high standards as other cool cars made by Ghia, like Ferrari and Maserati. But here's the twist. It wasn't meant for rich folks. It was just meant to look amazing. Number 3. The 1955 BMW Isetta. Now there's another unique car on this list. It's called the Isetta, and it was made in Germany in the early 1950s. They first showed it off at a car show in Italy in 1953. The car has a peculiar shape and runs on a 2-cylinder 2-stroke engine. BMW liked it and started selling it as part of their cars. People all over the world, especially in America, loved the Isetta. It was versatile, affordable, and different from other cars. Families liked it because it was economical, and some saw it as a great second car. The fact that it had the BMW badge also made it even more popular. In 1965, they released a bigger deluxe version of the car. This one had 3 extra doors to make it easier for people to get in and out. It could fit up to 5 adults, including the driver. That's pretty cool. Number 2, the 1959 Cadillac Cyclone XP74. Let's talk about a cool car called the Cyclone from 1959. This car is design inspired by airplanes and was like a sneak peek into the future. It had a special radar that could sense things in front of it. The radar told the driver about stuff like how far away something was and how much distance was needed to stop, all measuring in feet. The Cyclone wasn't just about safety tech. It can do some neat tricks too. When it sensed rain, a cool bubble roof automatically popped up. It also had things like automatic climate control, and its engine was in the front, while the transmission and transaxle were in the back. This car was ahead of its time. Number 1, the 2008 BMW GINA Light Visionary model. Let's talk about the 2008 BMW GINA Light Visionary model. It's like a design superhero. Imagine the car's front and sides, including the doors, all coming together in a super cool way. The car's body is made of only 4 parts. There's a big piece in the front that goes from the front to the windshield and down the sides to the back doors. Then there are these big side panels that start at the front and go across the back wheel area. The 4th part is like a deck in the middle of the back. Now here's where it gets cool. The car has this flexible outer skin that's nothing like we've seen before in cars. It's a big deal in car engineering. This new way of doing things opens up all sorts of possibilities for the design, making the car and how it works. Some parts under the car can move. The driver can control them with electronic stuff. The headlights are a great example. When you don't need them, they're hiding under a special cover. But when you turn them on, like magic, the cover opens up on both sides of the front, showing off the BMW double headlights. And there you have it, a wild ride through the world of unconventional beauty on 4 wheels. Which one was your favorite? Now the next question comes to safety. There are so many cars out there with big red flags, and you want to make sure you don't end up owning one. Check out our video all about this. Stay stylish, stay unique, and we'll see you over there.